morning. Thank you so much for joining me on today's edition of Business Morning. It's the last edition for the week. I'm Harriet Agbenyi. Well, markets are closed for the Easter holiday. It's a long weekend as trading engines will be silent till Tuesday next week. Also, businesses will be operating on a skeletal servers. But here on Channels Television, you know it is your home for the news. We'll be here to give you great programs and, of course, news and updates. And if you can't watch us on television, you know you can log on to any of our websites, including on social media, to keep up with the latest news and updates as we're getting them. Of course, most people are traveling for the holidays, and there's a little bit of traffic building up across major roads, so you need to really be careful if you have any intention of being on the road of traveling for this very long weekend. But talking about the markets, we'll be reviewing the closing figures from across all segments of the market we track on the show in a bit. But let's start and take a look at some of the top stories. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday night fired and replaced heads of about 23 federal agencies, including the Pension Commission, Consumer Protection, Privatization Export Processing Zone, the Social Insurance Trust Fund, and the Federal Mortgage Bank. Now, this is the first of such massive sacking of heads of federal parastatals in the Buhari's administration that inches towards its second anniversary on May the 29th. Other agencies affected by the shake-up includes the Automotive Council, the Institute of Social and Economic Research, Lottery Regulation Commission, the Nigeria Insurance Commission, and Research Institute of Chemical Technology, among others. We've seen the successes in security and the fight against corruption and in the economy, and we are seeing a bright light at the end of the tunnel. That's going away from that major story to another major story, and that's coming from the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, during a visit to Yola, the Adamawa state capital. He says a major concern of the president is the issue of unemployment, but with emphasis on creating more opportunities for the youths in the short term. And that's why the federal government has begun to implement its innovation and technology initiatives with the establishment of hubs in each of the 6 geopolitical zones. And according to the Vice President, Yola, as the Adamawa state capital, will host the Innovation Hub for the Northeast region in partnership with the American University and other institutions. Also in the news, Nigeria's central bank has increased the limit on banks' foreign currency borrowings to 125% of shareholders' funds after some lenders reached its regulatory limits due to the recent fall in the naira. According to a document as seen by a news agency Reuters, the new regulation replaces a 2014 rule capping foreign borrowings, including euro bonds, at 75% of shareholders' funds as the country tries to manage widespread capital shortfalls at lenders due to a currency crisis and, in some cases, bad loans. Now, the new rules also prescribes that all foreign borrowing should be hedged through the financial markets, and debt should have a minimum of 5-year maturity except for trade lines, while lenders have been directed to report on their utilization of foreign currency borrowings on a monthly basis. So those are the stories that we're tracking here for you. And as we're starting our review of the market, we're starting with the currencies market. Take a look at how that market closed yesterday at the interbank spot market. That's the interbank foreign exchange market, as reported on the FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange. The naira closed at 306.5 kobo to a dollar, while the British pound finished at 383 naira 37 kobo, and for the euro it finished at 325 naira 26 kobo. Now, despite the constant intervention by the Central Bank of Nigeria and hopefully with the increase of weekly sales to the Bureau de Change operators, we might begin to see a better appreciation of the naira on the street markets. And coming in from yesterday, however, it finished at 410 naira to a dollar. It's largely been flattish for the better part of the week, but hopefully that should change a bit when we come into the next week. Well, the weekend after the holidays and the markets resume. To the British pound, it declined to about 500 naira, and to the euro, the naira is trading at 435. So let's review trading from Thursday. From the Nigerian Stock Exchange and now on the Nigerian stock market. Yesterday, the market finished with a marginal gain of 0.05% on the back of performances driven in the gain by Stanbic, WAPCO and Zenith Bank, and that neutralized the decline in Guarantee Trust Bank, Nigerian Breweries and FCMB. Market capitalization came in at 8.82 trillion naira. Volume was about 349.27 million units exchanged by investors, with a value of 2.27 billion naira recorded, and transactions done in 2,826 deals. And for the NASDAQ OTC's markets, the index came in, 1.29% higher as against what we'd seen in the first 3 trading days of the week. The unlisted securities index closed at 614.22 with market capitalization at 415.66 billion naira. Total volume done was 555,098 units with a value of 5.48 million naira executed. Well, the total deals came in at 25. And for the fixed income segment of the market, of course, on Wednesday, the Debt Management Office held the first auction for this second quarter, and about 105 billion naira was auctioned in various bonds. So take a look at how investors traded FGN bonds as listed on the FMDQ OTC's market. This is the top 4 of the 7 benchmark bonds on that segment of the market. Notice that investors were particular about the bond maturing on the 15th of July 2021. That had a price high of 95.47 with total value at 19.90 billion naira. At the end of the day, deals came in at 228, valued at 27.90 billion naira. That's 7 of the FGN benchmark bonds. And for the Treasury bill segment, investors are more keen on buying into medium to long dated bills, and that's reflected in what we see. They're short to medium actually, and that's reflected in the top 4 of the 28 benchmark Treasury bills. But at the end of the day, total number of deals came in at 294 with a value of 76.43 billion naira. Let's quickly give you an update of how the S&P Nigeria Bond Index is looking. As of yesterday, the index level was at 271.75, down 0.75%. Month to date is also negative 0.43, with year to date at plus 3.65%.